I got into a toxic kind of relationship, got cheated upon, and I was in a kind of very dark place. Madhul lives in really an untidy and unorganized manner. They would just come up to me. They would ask how is everything going, and as soon as they would get a chance, they would just grab off my man boobs and they would run off. That a person should take care of his personality as well. The external beauty is what matters the most in this world, not the internal beauty. And I wasn't able to digest it. It was like credit was being taken away from me, and I just left that group. And people accept it. People know it, but they don't openly accept it.
करते सब है.
And yeah, bro. Everyone was like, "Have you seen your face? You are 137 kgs now, and you think of having six packs and all." I alone used to eat the food which four people would consume. He would just call me in front of all his friends, and he would just show off his son, like, "See, he is my son, and he looks like this now."
2020 is a year where people started working from home. It had a huge impact on our physical as well as mental health. Being at home for so long affected people's physics and fitness. During this period of lack of physical fitness, there was a guy in my friend circle who was giving his best to achieve his goal by working out intensively and focusing on diet and fitness. However, it was not so easy for him. It was not a one-day game, it was a marathon. Now, the question is, why did he choose to be fit? What made him to start a journey towards fitness? And well, I have a lot of questions to know from him. So without any ado, let's open up and welcome Madhul Mayank, my batchmate at RVC, a fitness freak and a software engineer. Hi Madhul, welcome to Open Up Show and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that you are here to open up and share your experience, man.
Thanks, Faraz. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, that's my pleasure, bro. So Madhul, before we getting started, I want the audience to know the purpose of this conversation, to know the importance of physical fitness, how it transformed your life personally, your ups and downs that you had been through, and about discipline, how it affects your daily activities and your thought process, and entire thing. So and also how can me or others can start their fitness journey without procrastinating by saying kal se pakka gym jayenge. So Madhul, can we get started?
Yeah, sure. Let's get started.
Yeah. So very first question which I am personally interested about, what was the reason, what triggered that you started working out and started your fitness journey? Because as far as I know, we were in college and we have met often, and you are not the guy who was concerned more about physical fitness and workout, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's basically, I would say 90% true, yeah. So you ask about the motivation. So it wasn't basically a motivation, but there were a few triggers which prompted me to start. See, it would really be not feasible for me to explain it in like a sentence or two. So I'll try to put it up in a short story kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
So see, you know how the world is. It says that things are ideal, things should be ideal, but the thing is that world is not ideal, and we need to accept it that the world is not ideal. That part we need to accept it.
Yeah.
And that acceptance, it took a long time for me to accept the things are like that. So it started off in the first year of the college itself. Like when I entered the college, I was of around, I guess, 92 kgs, and I got into a toxic kind of relationship, got cheated upon, and I was in a kind of very dark place. And for me, the only way out was food. A funny incident that I was so much into food that I used to order from McD nearly I would order nearly every second day. And it was so frequent It was so frequent, bro. It was so frequent that even the delivery guys, they started saving my number as permanent number one, permanent bra, permanent da, something like that. They started saving
permanent
it like
customer.
that. Yeah, and once upon a time, what happened? I didn't have the money to pay him. So I said, "Bhaiya, sham mein aana, le jana." He said, "No problem, bhaiya. Parwagilla. I'll come tomorrow. I'll take it. I know you'll order tomorrow as well." So it was really a funny incident for me. When I think of it now, it really makes me smile or something like that. So the trigger was basically that what the words which she said in the end were that Madhul lives in really an untidy and unorganized manner. And moreover, the boyfriend which I have got now, he is richer than him and he is smarter and he looks better than him.
Okay,
that was
would have
really
been
kind
really
of depressing
hard
for
to
me.
digest.
Yeah, bro, it was really hard that it took me around 1.5 years to digest those things. Like I was able to accept, like, okay, but it was really hard for me to digest that world could be so harsh to people. So slowly I was able to do it, but that was the first trigger basically. And second trigger was I used to get kind of teased, you know. You remember how people used to act in front of me? They would get scared of me. Or I was really a kind of intimidating personality as well. And you remember how my friends were? They would just come up to me. They would ask how is everything going, and as soon as they would get a chance, they would just grab off my man boobs and they would run off. And I was in so much of a pathetic condition that I wasn't even able to chase them out. So yeah, even that was the second trigger. And the third trigger was that the third most important trigger was which made me realize that a person should take care of his personality as well. The external beauty is what matters the most in this world, not the internal beauty. It teaches us to consider the inner beauty first, but the people, the world, it doesn't perform in that way. That was the thing which taught me. It was like what happened was that we were a group of 3, 2 female and 1 male. We decided that we would form a group related to some mental health kind of thing. I gave my ideas. They said that okay, these ideas won't work, and they directly rejected it without having much discussion over it. They just rejected it. So I was okay with it. Okay, you have rejected it, now let's move on. After some days, one more guy joined and he gave the same ideas. He gave it in such a way that it just seemed like I was giving the idea, it was copied from me. So it was like I gave the ideas first and you didn't accept that, you didn't acknowledge them, but now that this guy is giving them, you're just like, wow, what kind of wonderful job he has done. And I wasn't able to digest it. It was like credit was being taken away from me. I just left that group. I took some time off and I started to think that what might have prompted them to take his ideas, considering his opinions instead of considering mine, even though both were same. So only distinction which I was able to come up with was the persona, the charisma and all. And that was the main trigger point for me, which motivated me to transform, and I started off.
Okay. That would have been a journey of which you don't want to remember, but they taught a good lesson. That's why you are here today.
You can say that. It's not that I don't want to remember. I always keep these kinds of things in my mind. Actually, I'm a kind of person who gets motivated by negative things. Even if something negative in my life happens, I try to take some positivity out of it. I'm a kind of person who would just direct my rage into a direction, because you know, if you have a lot of rage inside, you, instead of expelling it on someone, instead of expelling it on something, instead of beating the shit out of someone, you can give it a direction and do some task which would be fruitful instead of just causing damage and all. Do some task which would be fruitful for you. That's what I am. So that's why I remember these kinds of things. They act as a motivator for me.
Very true. Right? Very true. Yeah. So, Madhul, when you got started, were you being told that, it would be impossible and especially for person, someone like you, and demotivated you. How did you cope with it?
So I never, I actually never told anyone about it when I started and all. So what happened was, when I was in college, my friends, you remember there is a kind of scenario which has been built by the Bollywood, or you can say movies. Like, they have set a kind of standard that this type of physical body is required to be acknowledged and all. So even we were quite fascinated by it. So when we were discussing among our friends that see, this person, he has such a great body, and in that discussion I said that, dekhna, one day even I'll have a body like that. And everyone just started laughing off. Like I was of around 137 kgs at that time, and everyone was like, have you seen your face? You are 137 kgs now, and you think of having six packs and all. That's quite impossible for you. And having that feeling, everyone was just laughing at me. I really felt bad, but what could I have done? And it was long after that when I got triggered and all. So people, those kinds of things used to demotivate me, but I didn't take them seriously. And it wasn't like I was demotivated. I always stay motivated, bro.
Okay. So, Madhul, when you started this fitness journey, how it was like, what was your daily routine, the duration of workout and the food diet? Because, I believe that diet also plays an important role in your fitness. If someone is working in the gym for hours and come back and eat junk, that's completely redundant, isn't it? So tell me,
Exactly,
how was the routine?
The routine. So in the beginning, bro, it was like I thought about it like, okay, now I have a plan that I should work out, but I didn't know how to do it. So I was, as I told you, I was really heavy. I was of around 137 kgs. So the only thing which I could do only thing which was feasible for me was walking or cycling. That too, cycling in my home on a steady bike, exercise bike.
Okay.
So I started off with it like I was like, okay, let's start off with cycling and all. So I did it for around 20 days or so, and I saw that I lost a marginal amount of weight. I was like, okay, I'm losing weight. So I thought, let's try to implement something. So I stopped eating from outside. It's really difficult to keep a track of food which you buy, which you get delivered to your home and all. It's really hard to keep a track of the calories and all. I started doing that. Like, let's keep a track instead of keeping a count. Let's just keep a track instead of minimizing and all. So I realized that I was eating the food which could easily have been consumed by 3 or 4 people. I realized that. So so I thought, like, it's really the high time now. I should reduce. So I thought first step should be cutting off the food which I am getting from out. So I just cut that off, but the cravings were still there. So what I did was I started to learn cooking, and somehow I managed to learn few recipes of my favorite foods, and I started to cook them without oil. 1 spoon has around 600 to 800 calories. So I just chopped that part off. The oil part, I just chopped that off, and I started cooking food myself. And slowly I chopped the huge amount of sugar as well from my diet, and I started to lose quite an impressive amount of weight after that. So the thing is that when you start doing the healthy kind of stuff, workout does matter, but it's only the 25 to 30% of the part which you are doing. The most of the part is nutrition. You should know about nutrition. So I started dieting and all, and I started losing weight. So that's how I started, basically.
Okay. So you started from food and then towards workout, because that's the way that's the place where it should get started, right? It's an important step.
That's how. Unless and until you learn about things, you won't be able to start off. Even if you start off, that you need to work out. Even if you start working out, to make an impressive or to make a massive progress, you need to learn, you need to adapt, you need to progress, you need to change things. Unless you do that, you won't be able to do that, make progress. And you were asking about what was my daily routine.
Yeah.
So currently I'm not working, but when I was, so during that time my routine was that I would wake up at around 5 a.m. and then I would just walk around for some time. I would come back, and then in the evening or in the afternoon time, I would get some time from my meetings and all around 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Anytime I would get some time from the meetings and all. So I would go for a run.
Okay.
The run would be of around, it would range, kept on increasing it. In the beginning of the period, it was around 1 kilometer, then 2, then 4, then 10. I don't remember when I started running 10 kilometers per day. So slowly, I started increasing it. And at the moment, what my routine is that I get up at around 5. I go to the gym and I work out over there for around 3 or 3.5 hours. And then I come back and then I carry forward with my other parts of the day.
Okay. So that was your routine. Yeah, it was hectic. I feel it was too intensive, and it's worth it. I could see now. It's worth it.
When you make progress, bro, you just when you see results, you automatically get motivated.
Yeah.
So that motivator kind of thing, it just made me. It just always actually forced me to work out.
Yeah.
So even if I would get around 1.5 hour of time between my shift and all, I would just go for a stroll. I would just go for a run. I would just bike over there. I would do some physical stuff.
Okay.
That's how I did it.
So Madhul, so if I'm understanding correctly, everything it started from small, and then you started extending, right? Extending the limits, pushing your limits.
Yes. Yeah, bro. You just cannot be a Big Ramy. Big Ramy is a very great bodybuilder. You just cannot be Big Ramy in just a day, na.
Yeah, it's not like you decided it and you started running kilometers in a single day, right? It started with meters.
Yeah, bro.
Then you extended
I just
your
started
limits.
in the beginning. It was like it was really difficult for me to run even around 50 or 100 meters.
Yeah.
But I used to force. I literally used to force myself to run even that much. And after that, I would just pant my lungs out. I would be like coughing here and there. But slowly, gradually, I started making progress. 200, then 300. Daily, I used to increase it by around 50 meters. And one day, I decided that, okay, now I have this stamina. Let's just run one kilometer. Let's see. I don't care whatever happens. I'll just run 1 kilometer. And I never looked back. I just kept on increasing it. It never went below 1. It always went above 1, then 2, then 3, then 5, then 7. Then suddenly, I made it 10. And I never came down from it.
That's impressive. 10 kilometers.
It was hard for me. Like slowly, I reached such a state, bro. I started to play with timings. Like, okay, today I have a job to. Earlier, in the beginning, it was like I wasn't even able to complete 100 meters, and how could I? How can I think about the timings and all? And now when I'm running 10 kilometers, now I can think about the time. Like, should I complete it in 14 minutes, 8 minutes, or should I complete it in 40 minutes?
Okay. Now you're playing with time, not with distance.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, that's awesome. So Madhul, as I know, you were never off to workouts and didn't pause your workout for long, even during pandemic, because that's the time when you got started, right? So what made you to be such dedicated and disciplined? I just wanted to know what was the thought process that was going in your mind when everybody were sitting in their home, especially during pandemics.
Dedication. The first was motivation which came from the things which I told you. Second part was how I just kept it consistent. The reason of being consistent was I was seeing progress, which still kept me motivating. It always kept me motivating and all. And the reason I kept consistent was I didn't want to go. I just felt that if I follow the same path again, if I follow what I used to do before, then I would reach the same dark place which I was in once. So I didn't want to go to that place again. So that's why I just kept on working out out of fear, you can say that.
Yeah.
So one way or the other, it acted in. Yeah.
You knew what would happen if you
Yeah,
want
bro.
to go back.
I was just
Right.
afraid. I didn't want to go to that point where everything was just fucked up. So I just
Ah,
kept on working out. Just kept moving forward and all. I was seeing progress. I was happy with it. I just kept doing it. And yeah, how I was doing it? You mean why I didn't switch off my workout during the lockdowns and all? You mean the ground is just nearby. It's just around 20 meters from my house.
okay.
So any day, even if the police would come, I would just take a quick run, and as soon as I would hear the siren of the police coming from some other or the other side, I would just run into some of the other house. And as soon as they
Okay.
would go, I would start running again. Or someday I would run at around 11 p.m. as well.
11
You know
p.m.
how I spent my New Year? On the New Year's Eve, I was actually running. At 12 a.m. I was running.
Okay, that's a great start for the year, right? You had a great start for the year.
You can say that, bro.
Okay. So, Madhul, speaking of discipline, I come across people, especially who are working from home. When we started working from home, our schedule got messed up. We didn't have proper timings, and because of that, I can see a lot of people started losing, their interest, or they started getting no time for their physique and workout. I believe even you started working from home. So,
Yep.
how did you manage that, and how can others manage that if they are having this thing in their mind?
Priorities, bro, priorities. At the moment, when I see people, what I see is the first priority for them is obviously work, which obviously should be. Well, I mean, whatever they are working on, the first priority for most of them is work, and the
Uh-huh.
second priority is fun. Fun. What I did
Okay.
was, so I segregated it into three priorities first. First would be work, second would be workout, and third would be fun. Slowly and slowly, the workout part and the fun part, they merged together.
Okay,
Now-
okay, you combined them.
Yeah, bro. Now the thing is that the first priority is work, the second priority is fun. But the workout part is accompanied with fun. It is accompanied with fun. I mean, even if I earlier when I would get around half an hour or hour of time, I would just watch some television or I would play some game or something like that. But now, what I would do, I would just go and hit the gym. I would do some workout and all.
Okay. So it's all about
what
priorities.
Yeah, bro. It's all about priorities. Unless and until you make your health your own priority, you won't be able to achieve that state of discipline. You need to prioritize it. Health nowadays, it matters, bro. It's your health, bro. If you don't live properly, if you don't stay in a healthy way, how do you expect that everything would be peace and everything would go in a proper way?
Yeah,
To have that bro, that discipline, it just comes from your priorities. Unless and until you are focused upon it, unless and until that thing is important for you, you cannot be disciplined towards it. First thing is
especially
that you should consider it as important.
especially after pandemics, people started realizing that health should be a priority, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. After pandemic, you have seen that everyone has gained so much amount of weight.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do think that people should learn about nutrition, at least the basic stuff.
Yeah, I could see, Madhul, people lack in that field.
Like, I don't know why. If it would have been made a kind of compulsory for people, it would really have benefited everyone, I think.
Because, as far as I see, nutrition is something for rich people who are more concerned about their health, or it's just a hi-fi thing that people look into. So that's the thing how most people see nutrition is like.
Eating healthy, bro. Eating healthy. The kind of nutrition which bodybuilders follow, it's really you can say that it's really a toll on your pocket. But a healthy nutrition, to eat healthy, I don't think that it's something which only rich can afford.
Yeah.
It's quite easy, bro. I have started learning on it about it. I learned as much as I could, and I was able to make it with at least At least I can say that I wasn't spending that much of money which I was spending on the food when I was ordering. I was spending less than that. So you can just imagine, it was actually like, it wasn't that hefty in the pockets.
There is a lack of knowledge with respect to this field, right? About nutrition and about food nutritional value and calorific value and things related to that. There is a good amount of lack, I could see.
Yeah,
right?
bro. Like even in today's world, people think that whey protein is something which can damage your kidneys and all. They would drink beer, they would drink alcohol, they would take everything else, but they would say, whey protein, nah, baba, nah. If I take that, then my kidneys will get ruined. It is not like that, bro. If you eat chicken chili continuously every day, even that could harm for your health. So if you know about things, you can consume it properly.
And if you're having genuine product, and because there is a lot of adulteration, especially in India, with respect to gym supplements, right?
Yes, bro. If you buy it from a trusted supplier of from online sources, mostly from the official website, you won't get the fake products and all.
Yeah,
it's better to buy things from there, I think. If you're going for protein and all.
That's what we should be doing, not going to local store where we are not much familiar, or we can't trust any vendors. There will be a lot of adulteration. And so Madhul, what's your daily routine now? About how many hours do you spend on gym, and what is the regular food that you follow currently?
So at the moment, I'm just trying to build a kind of aesthetic physique, you can say, bro. So what my routine is that I wake up at 5. By 5:30 I hit the gym, and I work out for around 2.5 to 3 hours. And after 9 I just come back and I just follow my same normal routine of studying, sleeping, and then obviously you need to take care of your diet, and also I cook meals from me. I do that in the morning itself. So and what my diet is, so in the morning it's around 10 eggs, which is actually 8 bites and 2 whole eggs. In the afternoon it's whey protein and some almonds and all. In the evening it's some watermelon or some other fruit, or some oranges or something like that. And in night it's around 400 grams of chicken and 200 grams of roasted veggies.
Okay, that's very calculated. That
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's actually high in protein and low in carbs sort of diet. While building muscles and whatever I am doing, it's required in that way.
Yeah, very true. So Madhul, do you feel like now, do you have any cravings to have the foods which you used to have before? So how do you have it sometimes, or how it is now?
Yeah, bro. I actually have it most of the time. So what I have done is I have followed many of the YouTube channels which teach you how to cook food in a healthier way. If you want to make ice cream, how can you make it rich in protein? How can you make it without any milk? Yeah, how can you make it healthier, basically? How can you make it suit your routine, your regimen and all? So I learned that, and now I can make ice cream in my own way. I can make brownie in my own way. So they basically satisfy my appetite and all, cravings and all.
That's impressive. So Madhul, just a question that pops into my mind. What's your opinion on steroids, that people use it as shortcut? I'm directly asking, so have you ever used it?
Okay, first, steroids. The thing with steroids is, bro, that like most of the people use it and people accept it. People know it, but they don't openly accept it.
Karte sab hai.
Yeah, bro. The reason over here is, again, it's like, yeah, you were right. Karte bahut sab hai, something like that. Karte sab hai, but batata koi nahi. Though most of them only do it. Not every one of them. So the thing with it is that people don't know. People think that if someone takes a dose of testosterone, their abs will suddenly pop out in a month or so. It's not like that, bro.
It's not like that.
Even that person will have to work in a same way that a natural does. Even he will have to work out, even that person will have to work out. And what I say is that it's totally upon their choice, they want to take it or not. But what I say is that you should go for those things only if you are playing some competition and all.
Okay, at professional level.
Yeah, bro. Like in professional level, what happens is that everyone is on roids, bro. Everyone is on roids. If you are not the one, if you are the one who is natural over there, you will be the one who would be in a loss. Okay. So in that case, who is the biggest fool? Obviously you. So in a place where everyone is not natural, it's better even you go not natural.
Yeah.
True. That's how it is. And you were asking about me. No, bro. I am actually not planning. At the moment, I don't have any plans to play any competition and all. So I haven't taken it.
Yeah.
I will think if I play any competition and all, then you know how it goes, as I told you. So I'll see what happens later on. But at the moment, I haven't taken it.
So no such plans towards professional.
I
bodybuilder.
am actually not thinking anything. I'm not thinking about that part. I'm just making improvements. Slowly and slowly, I'm just trying to make improvements. And let's see how it goes. If someday, if my mind says, okay, it's time, Madhul, I think you have reached a stage where you can also think of competing. I'll do that. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, that would be awesome. Right, yeah. So, Madhul, coming to one of the most awaited question, I know that youths who wants to step into gyms and get physical fitness, but this excitement stays only for few weeks, I could say, and then it becomes like kal se pakka gym jayenge. Most of them take membership of 6 months, 1 year, and so how can they adopt discipline and step into this journey of fitness?
As I said, bro, to have discipline, you need to have priorities. The first thing is the priority thing. So sometimes it might happen that you may feel like I don't want to go, I want to take some rest and all, and that resting phase just keeps on growing more and more and more and more, and suddenly you see that you have actually stopped going to the gym. So I followed a rule at that time that obviously most of the people would be familiar with, the 21 days rule. So,
yeah.
That 21 days rule. Yeah, bro. It actually works, I think. For me, I know why. I don't know why, but it actually worked for me.
Really?
I feel that it worked for me. Yeah. So I just kept on doing it for 21 days. Then I never thought of leaving it after that. So first is priorities, then is consistency. To have consistency, you need to force yourself. At least for some time, you need to force yourself. After some time, when you start seeing the result, that result itself acts as a motivator for you.
Yeah, that's true. So, just a curious question. So, have you spoken to your friends now? How your life has been after the transformation? How do now your relatives and your friends treat new Madhul versus old Madhul?
So with friends, obviously, you know, bro, how friends are. So earlier they used to call me fat bitch. Now they call me fit bitch. So and one more thing, I mean in a positive way, bro. With friends, it's normal. It's a normal thing. So I don't think of them in such a heavy way. And actually, what they do is, I'll tell you about an incident. A few of my friends, they met one more friend of their own, and he was just blabbering and about some of his achievements, like, see, my biceps is of that much inch and all, and something like transformation and all. So the very first thing which came to their mouth was, has any one of your friends has done a transformation of 52 or 53 kgs? And they started showing my pictures and all. I actually felt proud of myself, and I actually felt really happy about it that they spoke my name and they were now saying in such a way. I really felt happy about it, but friends were like that. And relatives, now they are searching a girl from me.
Nice, you had a transformation of 53 kgs.
Around 53 kg, 137 to 86 or 86.3 or something, 87. You can say around 50 kgs.
Okay. That's really impressive. Anybody can say if they are your friends that my friend had 50 kgs of transformation.
That's how they brag. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, true. So, have you ever spoken to that girl who left you now?
Which one? Yeah, bro. I did speak to her. We realized that it happened long time ago, around 4 or 5 years ago, and we were kids at that time. So we spoke, and we came to a conclusion that we were really kids back then, and we did some shit which we shouldn't have done. She said that she also did some things which she shouldn't have done, and we made things up, and we just parted ways. I mean, we talk sometimes if someone or the other comments on some of the other statuses and all. We just talk like that.
Okay, that's great. So, Madhul, it would be great if you have any tips or advice for those, especially the audience and youths who wants to start their fitness journey, and so move in the direction which currently you are in. So, do you have any advice or tips for them? It would be really great.
Advice.
That would be my last question.
What I would say is that everyone has to start somewhere. If you actually want to do it, you need to start first. That's the first thing. And उसके बाद तो शुरू मजबूरी में किया था.
फिर मजा
आने
आएगा.
लगा.
Okay.
So that's the thing which I would say. Start. Just start.
Should start. It's the initial step. That we
should start. That would be a better thing to say. Everyone should stay healthy and all because of that.
So in this journey of I could say sweat, dedication and discipline, how did your family support you? So what was their opinion on it?
I'll tell you, bro. So I was 137 kgs, and you can really imagine how that much weight of a person, that kind of person would eat.
Yeah.
And I told you I used to eat. I alone used to eat the food which 4 people would consume. So it was really a hefty task for my mother to make that much amount of food. And suddenly I dropped that to around half of a person's meal. And even on top of that, I was the one who was cooking them. So it was actually a boon for my mother, and she supported me wholeheartedly, even more than that. Like, even more than she could have done, she did it. Like, do. If you want to cook, do whatever you have to do. She was the happiest. So that's how I started. My father wasn't over here at that time when I started off with my transformation phase. He used to come and go because of the job and all. So that's
even
how
he would have supported, I guess, because he's in the profession where
nowadays he's like, he would just call me in front of all his friends and he would just show off his son, like, see, he's my son and he looks like this now. And everyone would be like, oh, 52 kgs, oh.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? That's it feels good, and you feel happy when your parents are proud of you, right? Especially.
Yeah, bro. And moreover, it gives you a sense of positivity. This fitness thing, this gym or whatever it is, it has actually brought a kind of discipline in my life. Whatever I do, I just start off with gym. It starts off in a good way. A good start always gives you a good finish as well. So I just start off in a good way, and everything just seems like it goes seamlessly, everything.
Yeah. And also, maintaining a dedicated schedule and going to workout and having physical fitness also affects your mental health, right? The way you think, bro. Your thought process.
Yes, bro. Exactly. It enhances your mentality. You realize the person who has been said to be ugly and the person who has been accepted as beautiful, once the transition happens between them, they realize how hypocrite the world could be. So that's what that's what I learned. I'm now able to make difference between what people actually are and what people actually think.
Okay.
So that's how changes happen.
Yeah, that's very true, Madhul. So that was really interesting and inspiring story. I got to know a lot of things which I was not aware, since you told you were off from social media for long. Even
Yeah, bro. I actually didn't tell anyone about it. As soon as I just transferred, I just put a pic over there, and
yeah.
everyone started commenting. Even that was a motivation for me. So I suddenly did that. So everyone was like shocked. Like, how the fuck did he do that? Is it photoshopped or what?
Yeah, right.
Yes,
Well,
bro.
that was amazing story, Madhul. I got to learn so many things. I strongly feel that our aspiring audience can look upon you to start their fitness journey, and also what they have got to know what are the benefits and how it has transformed your life. So once again, thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best for your career. I think you are now preparing for MBA. I wish you all the best for that,
Yes, bro.
and all of your future endeavors. Thank you so much, Madhul.
Thank you, bro, and same to you.
Well, that's all for today's episode. I hope you found it useful, and if you're watching or listening till here, then it means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe to the channel and share it among with your friends. This podcast is available on Spotify, Google Podcast, and exclusively on our platform SelfLabs.in. Please check out SelfLabs and subscribe to our newsletter to get updated on our new content releases. All that's being said, thank you and take care.